Hi, this is Sarah Vanderzon, and you're listening to Music Row.
Welcome to Music Row, a backstage pass to your favorite country artists. Here's your host, Leek.
Welcome back to the program. Thanks for all the love, the likes, the shares, the comments, the requests. I mean, it's just every episode, there's someone else reaching out saying, how can we take part? Would you consider interviewing this artist? And it's just awesome. Sarah Vanderzon joins the program today. Sarah is one of the most recent signings to Universal Music. It all started with one of those band searches that Sarah will talk about. It was one of those contests where you get to sign like a one-song deal or something like that with a record label, and they'll produce it and they'll market it and all these things. Sarah had so much material, she just went out and released a whole new EP. You can pick up Fortune Teller right now and go see Sarah coming up in the next couple weeks in Southern Ontario. And by the way, did you know that she didn't think she was going to get into music? She thought it was going to be basketball. We'll hear more about that in just a bit.
Wherever there's a heartbeat and a stage, there's an artist set to perform. This is Music Row on Tour.
Brought to you by the Pecan Agency, connecting fans with bands worldwide. The James Barker Band Bud Light Buckle Up Tour. It hits Southern Ontario over the next week. Look for the show to run right through Winnipeg on November 14th with special guest Ali Walker. Kip Moore, the Solitary Tracks Fall Tour, November 7th at the Ryman in Nashville, and Kip hits the Wiltern in LA on November 15th. Coming up on Music Row, Sarah Vanderzon.
Hi, my name is Kim Stockwood. I am a proud Newfoundlander and a Canadian singer-songwriter. In a landscape where many lack access to health benefits or employee assistance programs, the Unison Fund serves as a lifeline of hope for musicians and music industry professionals facing medical emergencies or mental health challenges. To learn more about Unison and their programs, please visit unisonfund.ca.
Hi, this is Sarah Vanderzon, and you're listening to Music Row with Leek.
I was thinking that Quebec today is being recognized as a country folk province where it maybe hasn't had that in the past.
Yeah, like I think it's always been there, but it's definitely had some kind of explosion in the last like few years. And you can't get away from it, luckily. It's everywhere, like country folk. Everyone just lives it, breathes it. Quebec loves its music.
So was Sarah in, high school thinking I'm going to be a folk country person? Or was it, I'm just playing music and whatever someone brands me as in 4 years from now, that's what I'll be?
In high school, actually, I was very shy. Very self-conscious. I love to sing. I would perform time to time, but I really thought I had a career in basketball, which is, I didn't even go to college for basketball. So like, I don't know what I was thinking in high school.
Well, you had a dream and that's good. So the university doesn't call for basketball. And is that when the guitar gets played a little bit more?
Yeah. So I actually picked up the guitar when I was 16. So towards the end of high school, I was like, oh, music could be interesting. Like maybe I am good enough to perform in front of people. So I started performing at I did the high school show.
So you broke the ice. You said,
I did.
I'm going to step out of this shy shell.
Yeah. And I was still shy for 10 years, but that's fine. Growing into my own person. But yeah, I had always been singing, but always very much by myself. I hated being put on the spot. But in high school, I learned guitar. And I also played piano. I was like, maybe I can try and kind of showcase my voice. And it went really well. I did 2 performances, I think, in high school. And then I tried going to college in music and I failed.
No. What?
Yeah.
How so? Was it just not because of your talent? It had to have everything to do with your application.
I mean, so I was applying for the jazz program in Montreal at Vanier College. And, in one of my classes, I actually made it to one of the semesters, but I didn't finish it because I'm very bad with the music theory.
Okay.
So my teacher said at the time, he's like, oh, music theory, writing it is exactly like math. And I was like, oh, this career is not for me.
Did you have your friends though? Were they the ones that, because I've heard when the shyness is there, you'll play for one friend or two friends. And then they encourage you like, no. Like it's a buddy system.
Yeah.
And then eventually you kind of say to your friends, I'm so tired of you asking me. I'll just do it to get you off my back. And you like it.
I mean, it was friends, it was family. Like my parents were they loved it when I sang, and they were really pushing me to sing. And I would sing a lot when I would go to my godmother's, and she had a karaoke machine in her basement, and I would just go wild. But I was like in my comfort zone, right? I had like a couple of my cousins, my family, and that was it.
What were your go-to songs? It's you by yourself. You've got the karaoke machine at your godmother's place just outside of Montreal.
So there's two.
Yeah.
My go-to song was Summer Lovin' from Greece, and I would absolutely do both parts.
Perfect.
Didn't need a duet partner. And the other one was My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Well, because that's like the national anthem for anybody out of Quebec.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was 4 and I didn't even know what I was saying, and I had like a huge lisp, and I was just like having fun singing Celine Dion, really thinking like, hey, like I can do this.
Now, how many times have you watched Titanic going, I have to sing this in front of everyone one day?
Oh, I never thought of that. I was never like, I'm going to sing this in front of a bunch of people one day. I was really just comfortable in my little living room and enjoying by myself.
Here's one fun fact that you'll forget about me.
Okay.
I've never seen Titanic.
I think I'm going to leave this interview. I'm done.
Maybe it's a weird. I've
no,
also,
it's not. It's not weird. Listen, I'm married to someone who has not seen a lot of the classics, and I'm like, okay, so
I've
you're
never
good.
done heroin.
Wow,
there's
me
two things.
either.
So okay, now we've got a bond.
We're on
simpatico. There. You had a big 2024 because there was a big award and a big performance at Boots and Hearts.
Yep. Yeah, that kind of changed my career path, actually. Well, not changed my career path, developed it, I would say.
Right. It's another step in the history of Sarah.
The best step, honestly. It's I had kind of hit a wall in 2022 with my music. I didn't really know if this was the path for me, if I should be doing this full time. And then I kind of pushed myself. And since 2022, I would do festivals in Quebec. And then 2024, I was like, you know what? I'm doing pretty well in Quebec. I kind of want to, see what else is out there. And I applied for Boots and Hearts.
The biggest country music festival in Canada right now.
Yep. And I didn't know.
Festival. And you got the balls to go do this.
Yeah.
And I've heard, so I know a friend, she said she got really good at losing contests. And by that, she means she learned how to accept not winning, but took the experience in and say, wow, yes, it would have been nice to be number one and get the sash and all the accolades. But she said, I learned how to appreciate being part of a contest and taking something away from it. So though you won and everything is wonderful to do that, there's a lot more that comes along with these contests that I'm sure you experienced.
Yeah. I mean, also that's a great attitude that this person was telling you about. And that's kind of how I went into it too. I was like, this is like a huge deal. Apparently I had no idea what I got myself into. And I was like, I just want to have fun. I just want to, take advantage of a nice big stage in front of an audience and be heard. So, and then after that, then I got to the finals and then I won and got to chat with very important people, which was crazy.
Yeah. Like, is there a point too in a career where you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get this door opened, in a career? Like, I don't know how people get signed. I don't know how a record gets released and all these things. And then all of a sudden something happens and you're taken aback, but you're kind of ready for it. I'm guessing because you have the year's experience.
Yeah. I work very hard, but I also think it's the timing of it all. Already in 2024, I remember thinking, okay, if I release a project, I had all these like song ideas in my head. And then I went to Boots and then I met with Amanda from Universal and she was like, hey, like, do you have like other songs? And I was like, I have so much in my back pocket. And so I was ready to release stuff. I was ready for the world to hear me. So like I said, it was just really great timing.
So and because you haven't released these songs yet, but you're comfortable with them, you know that they work for you.
Yeah.
So you then say, here's all this stuff. You sign, get some deals all signed. And now you're writing probably, I'm guessing it's a more stressful write today than it was 3 years ago.
Yes. Well, stressful.
For all the right reasons.
Exactly. Like, I'm not like, like scratching my head going nuts. Like, I need to write a hit. I just, I'm like, okay. I have my song Fortune Teller that came out. I was like, I kind of want a song that, continues that story. But I have other songs that are like for another chapter of my music. So I'm thinking a little bit more business than I would think before. But I always have my team telling me, like, Sarah, leave the business to us. Just like be creative, stay you. And I'm like, oh yeah, right.
Probably constantly tell you to pause. Just give it a breath, right?
Yeah.
Are you one of those artists who are worried about being too vulnerable with your lyrics? Like putting stuff out there and people are reading into it. It's like, oh, I'm not sure who this Sarah is.
No, I mean, I was always afraid about being vulnerable before. And then I just kind of got over it. I kind of can't, when I stopped being shy, when I started putting myself out there, I think I just kind of like bared my heart out and I was like, here you go. This is who I am. And that's how it is. And people have just been very nice about it.
The first show you did was probably the best show ever for all the reasons because you made it. The second was probably nerve-wracking as hell because you wanted it to be as good as the first, but it's the ups and downs of taking those stages, right?
Absolutely. And that's what's funny is that I don't remember who I was talking to, but doing the shows last year in 2024 versus the shows I did in 2025, like my stress levels just kind of dropped. It almost I guess last year was more like a competition for Boots and Hearts. And I had done other like French festivals in Quebec where it was also kind of a competition.
They put so much pressure on you, those competitions.
It's myself. It's like, I'm crazy. I'm like,
I know it's not them, but it is. You want, everyone wants to win.
Deep down, everybody wants to win. Like, yes, I didn't expect it, but I was like, oh, it'd be nice, whatever. But, and then it happened. And I was like, ooh, okay.
Now, so now you're setting up for new music constantly. I'm sure there's like a whole schedule of when you've got to go in, when you've got to release, and when we're going to do more dates.
Yeah. We got, we have an idea of a timeline of what we want to do for, the next project.
If it wasn't for Universal signing you, do you think you would just have all this stuff already out? Do you think you would? I would have been into the studio already and just put it on TikTok and said, that's where it is.
I think it would have been a much different project because it was going to be like, if I wasn't with Universal, I would have probably gone a different direction. But at the same time, I would have gone a different direction. Nobody would have really noticed me. So like having this team and just kind of like brainstorming, like, okay, like we wanted to put out a project that was, like upbeat, light, and kind of like a first date. You go on a first date with someone and it's like, you talk about, you don't want to get too deep. You don't want to, dig deep into that trauma just yet. I mean, I do. I do personally. I have done that.
Have you murdered anybody? No. Check date yes. Number 2.
Pretty much. So for me, the EP, it was just to kind of give an introduction to who Sarah Vanderzon is and then kind of see how everybody likes it. And then once they do, well, now they're trapped and now we're going to really dig into our trauma and get deep and sad.
Here comes the sadness.
That's what's next.
Sarah Vanderzon with all the happiness that is left behind, mixed in with some updated trauma. I'm worried about you. I'm worried about all of us involved.
The songs that I'm thinking about is actually before the love songs. So these are all songs that I've had for like a couple of years. And the happier songs, I don't know, like I met the right person. We have a baby. So like, I'm just in a really good spot. So my trauma songs are from before that time.
I know someone who just released a song about being stood up at the altar.
Ouch. And
I texted her and I said, oh, that's an interesting lyric. She goes, no, this actually happened. I'm like, son of a, I gotta go.
Oh God. Oh.
So you're doing okay?
Yeah. It's like, you're like, just checking in then.
Sarah Vanderzon, thanks for doing this. I know you got to take the stage right away.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to meet you. And hopefully we can chat again about all the places where I think we may have run into each other backstage.
Perhaps we've just
Lasso, Boots, all of them.
Oh yeah.
We'll see you on the stage real soon.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
Follow Music Row on X at Music Row Country, on Instagram at Music Row Official. Music Row is produced by Shed of Dreams.